Welcome to Stormwater Drainage Solutions. In this video, we're going to be fixing another company's mistake, but this one was a pretty bad failure on their part. So this is the trash that they left behind when they dipped out on the job. They also left a Tupperware with rotten food in it. So yeah, definitely not something that looks too good to do. But basically what we have going on here is this is a catch basin discharge for the system, and it is a downspout system. So all the downspouts around this home are tied into a 4-inch PVC main line and then ran to the front here. So basically this system has failed going through the garden bed here due to root intrusion. Now, we inspected this system a little bit before we began working on it, but we had no idea that this system was kind of Frankensteined. So basically it goes from PVC from the backyard to the side yard, but then through this garden bed here, for some reason they switched it over to a sock pipe, a corrugated sock pipe, and then it switches back to PVC for about 10 feet, and then it switches to corrugated. Now, this right here is dual wall. This is 4-inch dual wall. This is what the company installed that was hired before us to try to fix this problem. Now, when they so-called diagnosed this problem, they said the issue was by that tree, but it wasn't. Now, right here is a 4-inch PVC clean out that we discovered underneath the mulch and the landscaping fabric in the flower bed. Now, it's very important whenever you have a clean out, you always want to make sure you know where that clean out is, because what good is a clean out if you can't find it? If you ever need to maintenance the system or inspect it, you need to know where this clean out is if you have one. Now take a look at all of that shingle gravel and leaves that have built up here. Now this is what happens when pipes are improperly installed. They build up with sediment, and usually that sediment is shingle gravel. So whenever you hear us refer to sediment, sediment is any type of material that is heavy, that is a dirt, that is a fine. So shingle gravel is considered sediment. It's heavy, it sinks to the bottom. Now here's the corrugated sock pipe that I was talking about that connected into this 4-inch main line, and it connected right in to this PVC clean out. So it works out perfect for us because we can go ahead and just remove that, and we're going to be connecting our French Drain Man high octane corrugated pipe, a solid, and running that all the way through. But as you can see here, these are a couple of the thin wall PVC pipes that we removed. So it went from that corrugated sock pipe to this Schedule 20 thin wall PVC, and then it went back to corrugated sock pipe, and then it went into the dual wall that this company tried to replace the very end of the system with. Now, the company that did this work, they didn't even reach the problem area, because the problem area was all the way up to where that clean out was. So they would have needed to go all the way through the front yard, through the garden bed, and to the clean out like we did in order to actually replace the entire failed main line, because the line was failed all the way through. Now, as you can see here, they used painter's tape on this dual wall pipe to make their connection. I mean, that is just, I don't even really have anything to say about that. I'll just let you guys judge that. So, dual wall pipe is definitely a good pipe, but it should not be bent like that. Now, here is the sock pipe. Now, this is muck pipe. As you can see with those big holes, this is what we refer to as muck pipe. Those holes are on the bottom of the pipe, and this is the one that was running through the garden bed. Now, it is just totally taken out with tree roots and shrub roots. The palm trees that were there, those root balls, they send out feeder roots in all directions, and they will get into sock pipe, no problem. So you definitely do not want to run sock pipe through garden beds like this. If you are going to run a French drain through a garden bed, you want to make sure that it's surrounded by geotextile fabric and stone. That stone is what's going to hinder those roots from really growing efficiently into that pipe over time, because during the dry season, those roots will dry out and they will get air pruned off. Now, I went ahead and I cut into this sock pipe just so you could see the buildup of sediment, leaves, and shingle gravel that has taken place here. Now, the reason this happens is because of those roots. Once those roots enter in through a pipe, and they're allowed to stick around for a while because they can't dry out because there is no stone, then the roots essentially start to create the clog. The shingle, gravel, leaves, debris, they start to hit those roots, and the roots start to bind into that stuff and grow even more. And therefore it creates a backup and the entire system begins to fail then. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to dig through this flower bed. We're going to make sure that our trench is even and everything is flowing downhill. That way this line can drain out efficiently. We're also going to go ahead and put our hose jetter in this clean out, and we're going to feed it through just to make sure that we got the entire clog, which the clog literally was maybe 2 feet from the clean out going to the left, and then the rest of that sock pipe was just completely clogged. So thankfully we didn't have to jet this out too much. It was only a little bit of leaves and shingle gravel a ways in there, and then it was cleaned out clear. But as you can see, we run that hose jetter through there. Now this is just a garden hose with a jetter tip on it. We also use a pressure washer with a stronger jetter, but we use that on more hardcore applications where the pipe is, if the pipe is completely filled and it's still salvageable, then we'll use that. We'll also use that on channel drains. Now, as you can see, we can tell our trench is dug properly because that water is flowing downhill through that trench. If you are installing a drainage system yourself, if you're a DIYer and you want to be sure that your trench is dug correctly, just run water in it. If you run water in the beginning of that trench, that water will not lie. If that water does not move properly through that trench in a downhill motion, like it's flowing down a river or a creek, then you know your trench is not flat bottomed and it is not sloped in the proper direction. And you're going to want to fix that, and you're going to want to dig that out. So we're going to be running a solid line through this garden bed because of all the tree roots, shrub roots, and palm tree roots that are in here. So this is where corrugated pipe really shines compared to PVC pipe. And I like both types of pipes. They both are good for different applications, but this application is really for corrugated. So we're going to be using an adapter to go from our corrugated to our PVC cleanout. But the reason why corrugated really shines here is because there are no glue joints. It is one straight run of pipe going through all of these tree roots. These tree roots are going to have a harder time getting into this pipe. Now, if you were to run PVC through that section, I can guarantee you that within a matter of years, you're going to eventually have root intrusion in one of the glue joints. That's just the way it works. Now, if you could go a lot deeper than these tree roots and shrub roots that are in this section here, like if it was a sanitary sewer line and we could go down, let's say maybe 4 or 5 feet deep, then the root intrusion, the percentage of those getting in there, the chances are going to be a lot less because it's deeper. But in yard drainage, we have to work with the slope of the yard and still get that system to drain. So we can't go that deep. It's not possible. It's not practical. The system won't work. So because we are a lot shallower, the chances of tree roots getting into a system are a lot higher because the pipe literally runs through the root systems. So corrugated pipe, because you can do these continuous runs with it, it makes it far superior for going through these root systems. And the French Drain Man's high octane pipe, I'm sorry, but I haven't found a better pipe on the market yet considering wall thickness. The wall thickness of this pipe really is incredible. The videos don't do it justice. You actually have to feel this pipe for yourself to tell the difference between this pipe and your traditional big box store pipe. So because we have a continuous run and the wall thickness on this pipe is incredible, I feel a lot more comfortable running that through a root system than I do a PVC pipe that I know probably within maybe 7 to 10 years, there's roots are going to get into one of those joints, and then it's going to have to be snaked, and that cycle is going to continue. The roots are going to grow back, you're going to snake it, roots are going to grow, you're going to snake it. Running that corrugated pipe through that root system is going to decrease the chances of that happening, especially if it's installed correctly. All right, so that just about does it for this job. We got our repair fully installed. And if you like this content, give us a thumbs up. It really supports us. It helps out the channel. If you live in the Tampa Bay area and you're looking for some drainage solutions around your property, or you need us to come in there and fix another company's mistakes, give us a call at 813-614-3456. We can come out there, assess the situation, and help design a drainage system that fits your needs. And until next time, this is SWDS signing off.